Fernández.
Mary Patt Pirie. I wouldn't say Regnum Christi is breaking away from the Legion. We mutually agree that at this point in our development and history, a certain amount of autonomy is good for all of us. And I believe, in fact, this change will enable us to carry out our common mission in complementary ways.
The consecrated members now have their own autonomy regarding their internal government, which means their day-to-day rule of life. For example, the way we live, our promises of poverty, chastity, and obedience, our prayer life. As well, each branch has their own autonomy regarding the decisions on the assignments of apostolic responsibilities.
Autonomy fosters a sense of participation and a deeper sense of responsibility. It's leading us to discern in a deeper way what means and methods lead to the goals that we ultimately pursue.
At the same time, we still dialogue and do teamwork.
There's a principle in the church which applies, I think, to any human group, and that is that those who are to live or abide by a rule of life should be the ones to determine it. I see among the consecrated women a deep desire to take responsibility for this, both personally and as a community.
One of the fruits that I have seen in this renewal process has been increased cooperation and collaboration, particularly in the shared works of apostolate. For example, before I came here to this new mission as General Counsel here in Rome, I was in Washington, D.C., and I witnessed the dialogue and teamwork among legionaries, consecrated and lay members in different meetings and apostolic endeavors.
And personally, I'm witnessing on a governmental level a much wider collaboration between the Legion and Regnum Christi. A first step is defining the nature and characteristics of each branch. A second step will be to determine how we'll function together apostolically and what our administrative structures will look like. Charism is a spiritual reality, rather difficult to define, but essentially a charism is a call to live out the gospel of Jesus Christ in a particular way. All approved groups in the church reflect the mystery of Christ or a specific aspect of that mystery in a unique way. The church has asked us to take a deeper look at our charism, to review it and to come to a deep understanding with the help of the Holy Spirit as to what aspect of the mystery of Christ we're called to incarnate.
Regnum Christi promotes the personal experience of Christ's love, and we seek to transmit this to everyone so His love can reign in society.
One thing I personally value, and I've stated this publicly on several occasions, is Regnum Christi's way of presenting young people, be it young consecrated men and women, young religious, young people called to marriage and life in the world, with an inspiring ideal. And the way that this ideal of following Christ enthuses them for Him and gives them the belief that they can actually make a difference in the world by bringing other people to know and love Him.
The consecrated members now have their own rule of life. The papal delegate approved it and is provisional until we have the new statutes approved at the end of this renewal process.
Another important change is that any and every director has an operating council who truly assists in governmental decisions. And consultations have been made regarding the naming of directors, the appointment of directors, and their councils as well. We need to do an in-depth study of our formation process, and this includes curriculum, college-level studies, postgraduate studies, and as well we need to find the proper pedagogy for each stage of formation.
And as well, the topic related with how we're going to have the structure of our administration needs to be discussed in a deeper way.
We're also committed to improving our communication, prompt, straightforward, pertinent, respectful.
We don't know for certain when we're going to finish this process, On the one hand, we need to be flexible as the process advances so that we can assure the participation of every member, every legionary, consecrated, and lay members. On the other hand, we don't want to take more time than the one needed so that we can fulfill God's plan as He desires.
I do believe that some apostolates have been negatively affected, and what's even more important to me is that people have been affected. Many consecrated women feel a call to reach out to those who have been hurt or negatively affected. The challenge here is to find a way to preserve continuity with our past and at the same time open ourselves fully to what the Holy Spirit wants for us in the future. For me personally, I see this as a path of personal conversion that each of us needs to take on.
Is to fulfill God's plan and to be what we're supposed to be, so that we set the whole world ablaze, as Catherine of Siena said, and Pope John Paul II mentioned it to us in 2004.